Happy Monday, everyone. I am in Florida. So I thought I would give you all a view of some nature. Let's get started sitting on our mats. So gently get situated, rock side to side, maybe rock a little bit front to back. Find a seat that is comfortable and works for you today. And then once you find that seat, whether it's straight on the ground or maybe even sitting up slightly on a pillow or something, think about lining your shoulders up over your hips. So maybe you rock forward and back a little bit to find that spot right where everything is lined up. So I want you to feel like your head is reaching up to the ceiling, but your shoulders are softening away from your ears. Your arms are heavy and they're resting on your legs. Take a big inhale and try and relax in this position. Another big inhale and exhale, relax. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes or let them focus on the ground softly in front of you. Take another inhale, feeling your rib cage expand front to back, side to side. Breathing in all the air you can. And then exhale everything out nice and slow. One more time, inhale. And exhale out nice and slow. Let your fingertips reach down to the floor. Let your palms rest on the ground if that's comfortable. And then walk your right fingertips out away from you so that your arm is straight. So you're up on your fingertips. Your eyes can still be closed if that feels good. And now inhale, bring your left arm up to shoulder height. Breathe here, holding your arm. Feel the engagement of your rib cage to your shoulder, to your arm. Pause here, and now turn the palm up to the ceiling. Bring the arm all the way up overhead, reaching up nice and tall, and then drop the shoulder away from the ear. Breathe here. On your next exhale, start to bend to the right, reaching your left arm up and over. Making sure your left hip stays connected with the ground. And then come back to straight up. Bring your right arm all the way up so both arms are reaching up to the sky. And now bring both hands all the way back down. Walk your left fingertips out so your arm is straight. And then bring your right arm up to shoulder height. Check that you're still sitting nice and tall, that your shoulders are relaxing away from your ears. And turn your right palm up to the ceiling. Breathe here. And reach your right palm all the way up to the sky. And on your exhale, bend over to the left, reaching over. Breathe here. And then come all the way back up. Bring the left arm up to meet the right. Reach up, and on your exhale, twist gently to the right. Looking over your right shoulder. And then bring both arms back up to center. And exhale, twist to the left. Looking back over your left shoulder. Breathe here. And then reach both arms up in front of you and let them rain down. Walk your fingertips forward as you reach your chest out towards the ground in front of you. Maybe you relax your forehead all the way down. Forearms and elbows if they make it to the mat. And breathe here. Feel the stretch through the back of your glutes. And now walk yourself back up slowly, coming back up to a comfortable seated position. Breathe in, and on your exhale, walk yourself forward into your tabletop, lining yourself up so that your knees are under your hips and your hands are under your shoulders. Press back. Take a moment to lift your fingertips off the mat so the heels of your hands are connected to the mat, and then slowly lay one finger at a time back down. When all fingers are stuck to the mat, draw yourself back up, lining your shoulders up over your wrists. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Drop your belly, open your heart forward. Big inhale. Exhale, round your spine, coming into your cat. Inhale forward, nice and slow. Exhale, lift your belly button round, coming into your cat. Roll forward, coming into your cow. And then come back to neutral. Reach your right toes back. Rock back and forth over your toes. Welcome, welcome. Maybe you have some cracking and popping. That's okay. And then find the spot where you can press into your 5 toes, but you're still balancing evenly on your hands. And we're going to lift our leg up and then tap it down. Lift the leg up and then tap it down. Lift and tap one more time and tap. So now draw your right foot out to the right, and now draw it all the way back behind you to the left, making a big arcing motion all the way to the right. And then on your exhale, all the way to your left. Keep going to the right and to the left. Beautiful. Now this time when you have your leg out to the right, you're going to put your foot down. I'm going to turn so you can see me. You're going to place your foot down. So you're still in tabletop, but your leg is extended. You're pressing into the outer edge of your foot. Pausing here. You might feel some stretch on your inner thigh. And now we're going to reach our right arm up into a twist and then bring our right hand down. And now reach your left arm up into a twist and bring your left hand down. Curl your left toes under, and maybe you can walk yourself up into a gate pose. So with your hands on your waist here, I want you to extend your arms out like you're in Warrior Two. Breathe here, and then we're going to bend towards the right. And then when we go to the left, we're going to cartwheel our hands all the way down, coming back into our tabletop position. Reaching our left toes back, rock back and forth. If you need a moment or a breath to readjust to your center, that's fine. So rocking back and forth here. And now find that spot where you can lift and lower lift, reaching your heel back, keeping your leg engaged, lifting your navel up towards your spine, protecting your back. One more. And now we're going to drag our foot over to the right and then slide it all the way to the left. Slide it to the right. So you might get some stretching and some sensation through your outer hips, through your inner legs. A few more times. And then the next time your leg is out to the left, straighten it there, press into the outer edge of your left foot. Press into your right hand, lift your left arm up, big twist. Bring your left arm down. Twist up to the right. Bring that hand down. If you need to, curl your right toes under to help you with your balance. Walk your hands up, coming into a modified gate pose, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Extend your arms out side to side. Breathe here. Turn your right palm up, exhale towards the left. And then cartwheel down towards the right, turning yourself so that you come back into your tabletop position. Nice. So from here, we're going to curl our toes back. We're going to press our heels back. So it's not quite a child's pose because we're not bringing our chest down, but we're working on stretching our toes, stretching our hips. Inhale back to tabletop. Exhale, press back, bringing your hips towards your heels. And then inhale back to tabletop. We're going to walk our hands forward, one hand print. And then keeping your knees bent, start to lift your hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. Breathe here. Pedal your feet right and left, feeling a stretch through the back. And now see if here you can bring your knees down, but you're still pressing the mat away from you. So your upper body is in downward dog, and then you're straightening and bending your back knees. Nice. So it might take a few times to get the balance down. One more. And end in downward facing dog. Look forward at your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. Letting your feet come to hip distance apart. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe you reach for opposite ankle or opposite elbows. Bend your knees and gently sway right to left. So nice. And release your arms. Press into the mat. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Using your belly to find yourself coming all the way up to stand. Inhale. Exhale evenly into both feet. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, fold all the way down. Inhale, bring your arms behind you like an airplane. Lengthen your spine, and then exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Exhale, your hands down by your side. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms behind you like an airplane. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale all the way up to stand one more time. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms back behind you. Fold forward and come all the way up to stand, and let your arms slowly come down by your side. So we're standing on 2 feet. We're going to do a little bit of balance work. So we're going to shift to our left leg. Lifting our right heel up off the ground. I'm going to stand sort of at an angle. So we're going to stand here, right toes on the ground. You can bring your hands to your waist, or you can hold on to a piece of furniture or the wall. And now bring your right knee up as high as you can, but no higher than your hip. Tap your toe down. Bring your knee up. Tap your toe down. Bring your knee up. And then return the right foot next to the left. We're going to do the other side. So shift the weight into your right foot. Come up onto your left toe so your left heel is off the ground. Once you find your stability, you're going to come up onto your left toes and then lift your knee up, tap it down. Lift the knee up, tap it down. Keep going. Make sure you're pressing into your right big toe. And now return the left foot next to the right foot. So we're back on both feet. Come back to the top of your mat if you wandered away from there. And then inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Step your left foot forward into a low lunge and lower your right knee down. I'm going to untuck my toes, but you can keep your toes tucked if that feels better for you. So from here, we're going to press into our front foot and come up into a version of a high lunge with our back knee down. So to not be wobbly, you need to be pressing into your left front foot and your right shin and keep your hips nice and square. And then exhale all the way down, plant your hands, curl your right toes, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Step your right foot forward, lower your left knee, find your balance, and then lift your arms up by your ears. Breathe here. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle, that your hips are square, and you're facing the front of your mat. And then lower your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. In our down dog, we're gonna float our left leg up behind us and then tap it down. Float our right leg up behind us, tap it down. Once more each side, left leg up and down, right leg up and down. Step your left foot back up between your hands, lower your right knee, find your balance, bring your arms up by your ears. Breathe here. Open your arms into a T. If you're balanced, go ahead. Oh, I didn't want to open my, sorry, bring your arms back up overhead. Reach your left arm, your left hand around your right wrist and bend to the left. Stretching through the right side of your body. And then come back to center, switch your grip, right hand around left wrist and bend to the right. Come back to center, release your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath, and on your exhale, step your right foot forward, lower your left knee, make your way up. Right hand around left wrist, bend over to the right. Breathe here. Come back to center, switch. Left hand around right wrist, bend to the left. And release. Both hands back down to the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Lift the left leg up, tap it down. Lift the right leg up, tap it down. Once more, left leg, Once more, right leg. Step your left leg up, lower your right knee. Find your balance, reach your arms up by your ear. Interlace your fingers. Release your pointer fingers coming into a steeple grip. See if you can get your arms by your ears. From here, maybe you sink your hips a little bit forward. Gaze up at the ceiling, taking a very small, gentle back bend. Stretching deeper through the right front hip. And now release your fingers down. And we're going to straighten our left leg, shifting our hips back, coming into that runner's lunge. Lengthen your spine nice and straight, and then exhale forward. Inhale, lengthen like you're doing cat-cow. Exhale, round. One more time. Stretch, and then round. Walk, roll your foot forward, bring your hands back by your left foot. Step yourself back to downward facing dog. On your next breath, step your right foot forward, lower your left knee. Make your way up, arms by your ears. Interlace your fingers, release your pointer fingers, maybe the opposite grip if you can remember what that is. It'll be the one that doesn't feels a little weird. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And then if it's available, let your hips sink forward. Gaze up at the ceiling, coming into a little back bend. Nice. And then come back, rain your fingertips down, straighten your right leg, point your toes up to the ceiling, and breathe. Coming into this runner's lunge, lengthen your spine, exhale, round. Lengthen your spine, exhale, round. Lengthen and exhale. Come forward, plant your palms, step yourself back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Look forward at your hands and slowly start to walk back up to your hands. When you're there, you're in your forward fold. And then slowly start to roll all the way up, stacking your vertebra, one on top of the other, until you've come up completely to stand. We're going to go back through some of that bouncing. We're going to add on to it this time. So think about standing strong on your left leg. You're coming up onto your right toes. You're lifting your right knee up in front of you. Can you open into a tree position this time? So placing your foot on your left leg, above or below the knee, or right on the floor. And as we're standing here, think about drawing that line up through the center. Think about pressing your big toe and your pinky toe in, your heel into the mat. And now reach your arms up into the sky. You're welcoming all that the world and the earth has to offer. Accepting it, gathering it all in. And now plant the right foot down. Let your arms come back down to your side. Shift your weight to the other leg. Slowly start to peel the left knee up off the ground. And then open it into your tree position. Whether your tree is on your thigh or your calf or on the floor, that isn't the point. The point is that you try and you grow. Think about lifting up out of your right hip, dropping your left hip down. And if and when you're ready, reach your arms up to accept everything that the world has to offer. Breathe in and breathe out. And then release everything down. Make your way back to the front of your mat if you traveled a little bit. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back to down dog. Lift your right foot up. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. High lunge. Exhale, rain it back down. Step back to plank. Drop your knees. Lower your chest and chin. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down. Press up through tabletop. Curl your toes. Back up to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Check that your feet are hip distance apart, that your hands are spreading. Lift your left leg up. Step your left foot all the way forward. Inhale up to high lunge. Exhale, step, bring your arms down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. So drop your knees, lower your chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Press back up. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Gaze forward at your hands and start to slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, your hands down by your side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Lift your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee, step your right foot all the way up, low lunge. Find your balance, reach your arms out and up, high lunge. Take your right hand, reach for your left wrist, breathe in, exhale over to the right. Come back to center, switch, wrapping your left fingers around your right wrist, bend over to the right. Come back to center, float your fingers down, step back to plank. If you're ready to move on to a chaturanga, that's great. Otherwise, take your version of your vinyasa and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Float your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot forward, low lunge. Inhale up to high lunge. Once you're comfortable there, take your left fingers around your right wrist, reach up and bend over to the left. Come back to center, switch your grip, right fingers around the left wrist, bend over to the right. And then float your fingers down, step back to plank, go through your version of your vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Few breaths here. And then look forward at your hands and slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, down by your side. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step yourself back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Lift your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee. Bring your left foot all the way up between your hands. Low lunge. Inhale, come up to your high lunge. Breathe here. Open into your warrior two. So you're pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Your left heel is under your left knee. You might need to make a small adjustment with that. You're going to sit a little bit deeper. And then you're going to straighten your left leg, bring your palms to touch overhead. You're going to turn your left toes in and then turn your right toes out. So we're taking a warrior two to the back of the mat. Breathe here. Again, if you need to adjust your right foot for your right heel to be under your toes, go ahead and do that. Now we're going to straighten our right leg, touch our palms overhead, turn our toes in. Warrior two back to the front of the mat. Turn our left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Breathe here. Come back to warrior two. Straighten our left leg, turn our left toes to the wide side of the mat. Arms are straight out, legs are straight. Think about lifting your chest up. Exhale, fold forward. So you're pressing into your feet as you reach your heart forward, coming down as far as you can, letting your hands touch the mat or blocks, letting your head hang heavy. Maybe you want to adjust your feet a little bit wider. Maybe you want to walk your fingers back in line with your toes, letting the crown of your head reach towards the mat. Breathe here. Stretching through the back of your body. Start to walk your hands out so that they're underneath your shoulders. You might need to heel toe your feet in a little bit and then start to lower your hips down, coming into a squat. And then lift your hips back up again. And then lower them down. Lift them back up again. Lower them down. One more time. Lift them up. Walk your feet apart. Bring your hands to your waist. Lift your torso up. We're back standing, legs wide. Reach our arms up overhead like a volcano. And then exhale, warrior two to the front of the mat. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right foot all the way up, coming into your low lunge. Reaching your left heel back. Square your hips here. Then lift yourself all the way up. High lunge. Breathe here. Open into your warrior two. Beautiful. And now we're going to straighten our right leg, palms touch overhead, turn our right toes, turn our left toes, warrior two to the back of the mat. You might need to adjust your feet. Make sure your shoulders are still over your hips, gazing out over your left fingers. Straighten your left leg, bring those hands to touch overhead, walk your toes back to warrior two to the front of the mat. Take your time, setting yourself up. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Now come back to warrior two. Straighten your right leg, turn your toes to the long side of your mat, reaching your arms out, pressing into the inner edges of your feet, zipping up through your stomach, through your abdominals, hinge all the way forward, coming down nice and slow, letting your hands touch the ground if they can, letting the crown of your head reach towards the mat. Maybe you widen your stance here. Breathing slowly. Knees can have a slight bend in them. You want to try and get your hips up to the air, crown of the head down to the floor. Breathing here. And then lift up halfway, heel toe your feet in, and then lower yourself into a squat. Straighten your legs, lift your hips. Bend yourself into a squat. Straighten your legs, lift your hips. One more time, bend and lift. So now you're going to open your feet back up and come back into your warrior two to the front of the mat. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa, and we will all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee all the way up and in. Find your balance in your low lunge. Establish that before you start to lift your arms coming into your high lunge. From this high lunge position, you're going to turn your right foot down, open into your warrior two. From this warrior two, make sure that your left knee is over your left ankle, that you're opening up through the hips. Turn your left toes in, palms touch overhead, warrior two to the back of the mat. Make sure your right knee doesn't go too far ahead of your right ankle. And now palms overhead, straighten your legs, warrior two back to the front of the mat. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come back to warrior two, straighten your left leg. Reach your left arms forward, and then bring your left hand down to a block, to your shin, or to the floor. Coming into triangle, twisting your upper body. Reaching your right arm up. Reach your right bicep by your right ear. Lengthen yourself out. And then fold forward over your right leg and start to walk yourself to the right side of your mat. So we're coming back into that same forward fold, but from down low already. Breathe here. And then continue to walk yourself over so that we can cartwheel ourselves up and open into a warrior two to the back of the mat. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. And then cartwheel yourself down, walk to the left, making your way all the way back to a low lunge at the front of your mat. Plant your hands, step your left leg back, take your version of your vinyasa, so knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out, nice and slow. Float your right leg up behind you, draw your right knee all the way in. Find your low lunge, knee over ankle, lift yourself up, high lunge. Open into your warrior two. Take a moment to make sure that your knee and your ankle are lined up. Perfect. Now straighten your leg, turn towards the back of your mat, warrior two. Nice. Breathe here, straighten your leg, turn back to the front of your mat, warrior one. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. As you make your way back to your warrior two, you're going to straighten your right leg. Reach your right fingertips forward, hinging at your waist, and then bring your right hand down to your ankle or the floor, reaching your left arm up to the sky, twisting your torso, coming into this triangle position. Breathe here. And then reach your left arm by your left bicep. And then bring your left hand down to the floor. Walking yourself all the way over to the left. Coming into a forward fold. Breathing here. And then walk yourself back to a low lunge. Step your right leg back. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we will meet in downward facing dog. From our down dog, we're going to walk our feet to the middle of the mat. We're going to walk our hands to the middle of the mat. We're in a forward fold. Bend your knees. Bend and straighten your knees. When you're ready, come down into your squat position. So maybe your feet are on the floor. Maybe you need to widen your stance a little bit. Maybe you can keep your fingertips out in front of you, or you're ready to draw them up to your heart center. Finding a squat that works for you. You can put a pillow or a block underneath you. You can keep your toes lifted. I'm going to take a few more breaths here. And now we're going to release our hands to the mat and lift our hips, coming back into a forward fold. I like to turn my toes back to straight. And I'm going to sway side to side, bending my knees gently. Swaying right to left. And now let's slowly make our way back into that squat. So you're welcome to stay here in this squat, or maybe you want to explore some crow pose tonight, which we've been doing for the past couple of weeks. So if you want to explore crow, you're going to stay in the squat. You're going to place your hands out in front of you, spread your fingers. You're going to lift your hips up and start to think about resting your knees on the backs of your arms, on your triceps. You're building a shelf for you're building a shelf right here with your arm for your knee. As you hinge forward, as you rock forward on your toes, you're lifting your navel up to your spine. You're gazing out in front of you. And then lift one foot and lift the other foot. It is a massive amount of abdominal core engagement. So start with either staying in squat, maybe you're coming into a toe stand. That might be a good place to explore. Or if you're thinking about crow, you're starting to build the shelf for your legs, lifting your toes up, thinking about getting your heels towards your bum, belly button up to the spine. Play around for a few more breaths. And then we'll all meet in our squat. So from our squat, if you can bring your hands to your chest, take a breath here. And now extend the right hand out to the right and twist up, open to the left. And then come back to center. And then bring the left hand down, twist up and open to the right. And come back to center, hands at your heart. Bring one hand behind you and then the other, and slowly sit down. Coming to sit nice and tall. We're going to extend both legs out in front of us. There we go. Think about sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders over your hips, crown of your head. Reach your arms all the way up. If you can get your arms straight but they're open wide, try that. See where you can reach for a straight arm. Lengthen and hinge forward at your hips, keeping your spine straight, your arms lifted. Gazing out past your toes, your knees can be bent, much more gentle on your lower back with bent knees. Breathe here, holding your arms up. And now let your fingers reach past your toes, even if they don't really. Think about it. Round your head, bringing your chin to your chest and rolling down. If this is very tight for your lower back, bend your knees, and that should release the tension on your lower back. Breathing here nice and slow, feeling the stretching. And then start to roll yourself back up. Straighten your legs back out. Slide your right foot onto the ground. Hold on to your right shin. Lengthen yourself up. Breathe here. Using your hands, lift your right foot, cross it over your left. Now try and keep your entire right foot on the ground as you hook your right knee with your left elbow and you bring your right hand behind you. Look over your right shoulder. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe here. See if you can take your right hand and bring it over to your left hip or even to your spine. Can you stay up nice and tall without slouching, with no hands on the ground? One more breath here and then slowly unwind, taking a little counter twist to the left. Carefully lift your right leg up, extend it out. Maybe you need to shake both legs out, sit back up tall, find that length in your back, draw the left knee in, holding onto your left shin with both hands, draw your navel in, sit up nice and tall. Bring your left foot over your right leg, place your whole left foot on the ground, nice and tall. And now hook your right elbow around your left knee and circle your left arm behind you as you start to twist to look over your left shoulder. Breathe here. Maybe you're sitting up nice and tall. You can reach your left hand to the center of your spine or over to your right hip. And then slowly unwind back to center, holding onto your left leg with both hands, return it. Slide both feet onto the mat. And we're going to slowly reach our arms out in front of us, sit up nice and tall, and now roll down to a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your feet so your heels are underneath your knees. Lengthen your spine. Maybe you have to lift your pelvis up a little bit. Lengthen your tailbone. Reach your right foot straight into the air. Hold it there for a breath. And now cross your right ankle onto your left knee. Gently press that right thigh away from you. Lift your left shin up. Reach behind your left thigh. And guide your left leg into your chest, coming into your reclined figure 4 position. Maybe you rock gently a little bit side to side if that gets deeper into your glutes. Maybe you like to straighten your left leg. There's something that you do in this position that makes it extra special just for you. Go ahead and do that now. And then release the left leg, return the left foot to the ground, extend the right leg up to the sky, and then float the right toes down. Reach the left foot up to the sky, bend the left knee, place the left ankle on the right knee, gently press the left thigh away from you. Lift the right shin parallel, reach behind the right thigh and draw that right thigh towards your chest, coming into your figure four. Breathe here. Maybe gently rock, extend your leg. Beautiful. And now put the right foot back down, extend the left leg up to the sky. Extend the right leg up to meet it. Open your arms out into a T or a cactus. Let your lower back release. Feel the effects of this very gentle inversion. And then slowly hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you take a happy baby here or a reclined cobbler. And slowly make your way into your Shavasana, extending your legs one at a time away from your center, extending your arms one at a time away from your center. Start to slow down your breath. Since we're all virtual today, I'm going to lead you through a relaxation, and then I will say good night, and you can remain in your Shavasana as long as you are able or you feel that you need to. So start to get yourself comfortable on your mat, limbs relaxed away from your center. Take a deep breath in and exhale everything out. Take another deep breath in and exhale everything out. Starting at the top of your head, slowly scan down through your body, checking in, relaxing and letting go of everything you can as you move through your face, your neck, your shoulders, your torso, your hips, your legs, all the way down to your toes. Acknowledge anything that may be out of place and let it pass. Now take your energy and focus to your toes, to your feet. Curl your toes in, tighten them up, squeeze them together, scrunch them up, tighten them, and then let them go. Shake them out, let them relax. Bring your attention and focus to your legs, to your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs. Squeeze every muscle in your legs together, tightening it up, squeezing it in, and then let it go. Shake it out, let it relax. Bring your energy and focus to your hips, to your abdominal area. Squeeze it all in, tighten your butt, squeeze it in, draw your belly button down to your spine, and then let it go. Shake it out, let it relax. Bring your energy and tension to your fingers. Place your thumb in the palm of your hand and then wrap the other fingers around it. Squeeze and tighten, holding your thumb in there, tighten, 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 and then let it go. Shake it out, let it relax. Bring your attention to your arms, to your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your biceps, your triceps. Tighten every muscle in your arm. Tighten them together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. Bring your energy, attention to your chest and your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulders up to your ears. Bring them in front of you and try and touch them. Press them back into the ground. Squeeze them up one more time and then let them go. Shake them out. Let them relax. Bring your attention and focus to your neck and your head, to your face. Tighten your jaw. Close your eyes even tighter. Purse your lips. Tighten your cheeks. Draw everything into your nose. Tighten it up. Squeeze and tighten and squeeze and then let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. From your big toes all the way to the top of your head, engage, tighten, squeeze every single muscle. Can you bring everything into the center of your body, focusing that energy, drawing it in, squeeze one more time, and then let it go. Shake it out and let it relax. Let your body move into stillness and into relaxation. Let your breath slow down. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste.